Happy Tuesday! My name is Alan.
And my name is Nick.
And welcome into the dungeon. In the northern land of Summerland, it has been the custom for many centuries to send the children of the warrior lords to the monastery of Kai. There, they are taught the skills and disciplines of their noble fathers. The Kai monks are masters of their art, and the children in the charge love and respect them in spite of the hardships of the training. For one day, when they have finally learned the secret skills of the Kai, they will return home, equipped in mind and body to defend themselves against the constant threat of war from the Dark Lords of the West.
In olden times, during the age of the Black Moon, the Dark Lords waged war on Summerland. The conflict was a long and bitter trial of strength that ended in victory for the Summerlanding at the Great Battle of the Macken Gorge. King Ulnar and the allies of the Durinor broke the Darkland armies at the pass of Moitura and forced them back into the bottomless abyss of Macken Gorge. Vashna, mightiest of the Dark Lords, was slain upon the sword of King Ulnar, called the Summersword, the Sword of the Sun. Since that age, the Dark Lords have vowed vengeance upon Summerland and the House of Ulnar. Now it is the morning of the Feast of Firmon, when all of the Kai Lords are present at the monastery for its celebrations.
On this fateful morning, the brothers, Lunda and Toring, have been sent to collect firewood in the forest as a punishment for their inattention in class.
I can't believe you got us into trouble again, Torin.
Come on, Landa, that's not fair. You know I hate those boring lessons. Anyway, you weren't doing too good either if you got kicked out yourself.
I was kicked out trying to get you to shut up.
Well, anyway, we are here now, so let's just make the most of it. Get cutting.
Will be of help if you put your back into it and cut some wood yourself.
Well, you're the strong one, Landa.
I may have brawn, but don't you have brains? Surely there's a way of harvesting more wood than this.
Now that you mention it.
Do you have any way of using your magic?
No, not really. I've just been learning healing. Not really handy now, is it? What now? Don't tell me it's gonna rain too.
What do you mean, Torin?
It's getting dark. Look at the sun.
Suddenly, a great black cloud comes from out of the western skies. So many are the numbers of the black-winged beasts that fill the sky that the sun is completely hidden. The Dark Lords, ancient enemy of the Summerlanding, are attacking. War has begun. To the brothers' horror, a vast cloud of black leathery creatures swoop down and engulf the monastery.
Landa, let's go! They're attacking! We need to save our friends, our family. We need to save the Kai Lords.
Hold your horses. It's dangerous. I'm not going to lose another brother.
What horses? We need to go now. Follow me.
And I start running, dashing towards the monastery.
Before you start running, I put a hand on your shoulder, trying to hold you back.
Let go of me, Landa. We need to save them.
I can't lose another brother.
You're not going to lose me. Come with me. Help me. We need to save them.
I fear it might be too late. They've engulfed the entire monastery.
No, Landa. No, not again, Landa. We can't lose everything. We love everything we have.
Dropping the wood and wrestling from Lunda's grip, Toring, the younger brother, races to the battle that has already begun.
Torin! In the unnatural dark, Torin has stumbled and strikes his head on a low tree branch. As he loses consciousness, the last thing he sees in the poor light is the walls of the monastery crashing to the ground. Torin! Torin, wake up! Torin! Torin! Torin!
Many hours pass before Toring awakens. With tears in their eyes, they now survey the scene of destruction.
Landa! Why did you stop me?
You almost killed yourself, Torin. You see, I knew something bad would happen. At least we're safe.
We could have helped them. We could have helped them, Lander.
Well, you ran off, and you knocked yourself out. What help were we then?
Bested by a tree, damn it.
You see, you can't always be so brash, Torin. There's danger out there.
And you can't always be so cowardly, Lander. Sometimes you need to step up.
I step up when you're in trouble. That's what I'm here for, to keep you safe. I'm not losing another brother. The brothers now raise their faces to the now clear sky and swear vengeance on the Dark Lords for the massacre of the Kai warriors. With a sudden flash now of realization that they know what they must do. They must set off on a perilous journey to the capital city and warn the king of the terrible threat that now faces his people. For Lander and Torin, and now the last of the Kai, they are the Lone Wolves. Torin,
Yes, Lander.
it's not safe here. Those beasts could return at any moment.
I think you're right, Lander. We each have an axe. We can use this to defend ourselves.
I fear it's not going to do much against those winged beasts. We must set out for Homeguard. The capital, we must tell the king. The horrible news.
That's a bit of a journey, Lander. Do you have any crowns on you?
Sure, I've got a few. Let me check my pouch. I suggest you do the same. All we currently possess is an axe each, which we need to note under the weapons section on our action chart. A backpack containing 1 meal, and we now need to roll on that random number generator to determine how many gold crowns we each possess at the start of this adventure. You want to do the honors and go first today?
Yeah, why not?
Alright, so Al has rollen. My turn now. I've got 7 crowns, Soren.
Oh, wow. That's much more than I have. Well, I just have 1 crown.
You're as brash with your crowns as you are in general, Torin.
Yes, well, there's no need to hoard any gold here in the monastery. We're not going anywhere.
Suggest we search the ruins. See if there's anything of use.
Good idea.
So amongst the smoking ruins of the monastery, we find a map of Summerland, which we need to note under the special items on our action chart. This shows the capital city of Homeguard and the land of Duranor, far to the east. Lander places the map inside his tunic for safety. We now also need to roll to see what we find amongst this ruin. You want to go first again?
This time you go.
Hey, Lander. I found a quarterstaff.
That's good, you can defend yourself with that, Torin. I've managed to find a sword.
Well, there's nothing here for us left. We best get going, Lander.
I couldn't agree more, Torin. It's going to be difficult to bid farewell to what's become a home after all these years.
The Lone Wolves must make haste, for they sense it is not safe to linger by the smoking remains of the ruined monastery. The black-winged beasts could return at any moment. They must set out for the summer-lending capital of Homeguard and tell the kin the terrible news of the massacre, that the whole elite of Kai warriors, save themselves, have been slaughtered. Without the Kai lords to lead her armies, Sommerlund will be at the mercy of their ancient enemy, the Dark Lords.
Fighting back the tears, the brothers bid farewell to their dead kinsmen. Silently, they promise that their deaths will be avenged. They turn away from the ruins and carefully descend the steep track. At the foot of the hill, the path splits in 2 directions, both leading into a large wood. We're now at our first choice in this game.
Interesting.
If we wish to use our Kai discipline of Sixth Sense, which conveniently Torin has, we need to turn to page 141. If we wish to take the right path into the wood, we need to turn to page 85. And if we wish to follow the left track, we turn to page 275. Let me check the map a second, Torin.
Yeah, Lander, but I don't know. I've got a bad feeling.
From here, Homeguard. It's to the right. We go right, Torin. It's where the king is. That's where our mission must take us.
Lander, you know from our studies, the quickest route isn't always the safest one.
We haven't got time to waste here, Torin.
Hold on. I've been studying for a long time in the monastery. Let me put my disciplines to use.
Are you sensing something, Torin?
Yes, give me a second.
Okay, so Torin has used his Kai discipline of Sixth Sense, so we're going to turn to page 141.
Lander, it's no good. We shouldn't take any other paths.
What do you mean, Torin?
The creatures that attacked the monastery, they're searching them.
Both paths?
Yes, they're searching for survivors.
You're certain, Torin?
Yes, my sixth sense has never failed me, Landa. But we can avoid the tracks. We can make our way through the undergrowth of the woods. It's genius, I tell you. Follow me, Landa.
Alright, so we've got two options here. If we wish to head south, we need to turn to page 56. Or if we wish to cut through the heavier foliage towards the northeast, we turn to page 333.
Ooh, what do you think?
Well, Torin's sixth sense is suggesting that we do not go south, which would be straight to Homegard.
No, well, I think that both are through the undergrowth, right? Or am I wrong in assuming that?
Well, it says here head south, and if we look at the map we found, south would take us down. So I'm assuming we got here, and then there was the path left and the path right. The path left taking us to Toran, the path right taking us to Homegard, which incidentally is south on the map. So the heavier foliage, I'm imagining, is cutting through this forest, possibly taking us to the Firmgulf.
So you think that even after having used the sixth sense, we still have the option to go through the path where they are searching for survivors?
Yeah, suppose it gives you that option to take the risk, or do we want to fight already, or do we want to
No, I think we want to stealth, right?
Yeah, I think Landa has agreed with Torin here.
Yeah, then let's go through the undergrowth.
That means then that we're turning to page 333. The brothers have cut their way through the thick undergrowth for nearly half an hour when they hear the beat of wings high above the trees. Torin! Can you hear that?
Keep your voice down.
Look up. It appears to be one of those Kron. Those monsters that attacked the monastery. There's two creatures riding on its back, Torin. They seem to be armed with long spears. We proceed with caution.
The two grey creatures are mountain Giaks, evil servants of the Dark Lords. Full of hatred and malice, many centuries ago, their ancestors were used by the Dark Lords to build the infernal city of Helgedad, which lies in the volcanic wastelands beyond the Durnkrag range of mountains. The construction of the city was long and torturous, and only the strongest of the Giaks survived the heat and poisonous atmosphere of Helgedad.
Hidden by the trees, the brothers freeze, keeping absolutely still as the Kran passes overhead.
Keep your head down. And be quiet.
Seems to be moving south. That's towards the capital. The king's going to be in danger, Torin.
I'm sure he'll be fine. We need to worry about us now.
Seems to have gone now. Let's continue into the forest.
We aren't presented with a choice here, we just need to turn over to 131.
Do the honors, please.
The lone wolves have covered about a quarter of a mile when they hear shouting and a noise like thunderclaps ahead. Edging nearer, they soon make out a clearing that they recognize to be the site of the ruins of Raumas, an ancient forest temple.
A war party of Giaks, some 25 to 30 strong, are attacking the ruins from all sides. Many more of the Giaks are dead or dying among the broken pillars of marble, but they still assault whatever's hidden inside. Suddenly a bolt of blue lightning rivs through the front rank of the Giaks, sending the armor-clad creatures tumbling in all directions. A Giak taller than the others and dressed from head to foot in black chainmail curses at his troops as he whips them forward with a barbed flail.
What's going on there? Landa, stay here. I'm gonna look ahead.
What do you mean stay here, Torin?
Wait.
You're not going anywhere.
Yes, hold on.
I'm going with you.
Get your weapon ready. We might have found a first fight.
You stay behind me. Let me take the brunt.
Let's go.
With weapons ready, the brothers move to the edge of the clearing, under the cover of the thick foliage, and they try to catch a glimpse of the defenders. What in the name? One man? Against all those Giaks?
He can't be much older than you.
Those blue robes. I recognize them from my studies. They're embroidered with stars.
Yes, he's a Thurgist of the Magician's Guild of Toran.
Magician's Guild. Must be an apprentice in magic.
5 Giaks charge forward, their spears raised to stab the apprentice as he hurriedly retreats deeper into the ruins. The brothers see him turn and raise his left hand just before a bolt of blue flames shoots from his fingertips into the snarling Giak soldiers. Close to where you're hidden, you see a Giak scuttle past and climb one of the pillars of the temple. He has a long curved dagger in his mouth, and he's about to jump on the young wizard standing below. We got some interesting choices here now.
Yeah, things are heating up.
If you wish to shout a warning to the wizard, turn to 2 for 1. If you wish to run forward and attack the Giak when he jumps, turn to 55.
If we wish to pick up a chunk of temple marble and throw it at the Giak's head, we turn to page 302. Or if we'd rather turn and leave the battle area and run back to the woods, we turn to page 101.
Oh, shit. Okay, I think my character Thorin is probably going to run forward and attack the Giak when he jumps.
Landa, I think, is going to want to shout a warning to the wizard.
Okay, the thing is, taking our character hats off now and speaking as us taking a tactical decision. If we shout out a warning, we're going to alert all the others. And then we lose the whole kind of attack of opportunity thing, the whole surprise attack. If we, in turn, attack whilst he's in midair, he won't expect it. We'll probably have the first hit. Alternately, we can also try and throw
a chunk of marble.
But I don't know how heavy that's going to be. What do you think?
I know what you're thinking, Thorin. Don't you dare leave my side.
We attack now, Landa! He needs our help! Let's go!
No, stay here, Thorin. I found this piece of marble. Perhaps we should throw it at his head.
That's too heavy, Landa.
You've seen my biceps. I can get him from here.
You're gonna make too much noise. Let me hit him with the axe.
If you hit him with the axe, our position's blown. If you miss, the Thurgis might think you're one of them. I can't have you being shot with a bolt of lightning.
I won't miss, Landa. You might miss with a marble. It's way harder to throw a marble than to attack with my axe. Let me go.
No, you must trust me here, Thorin. I can't lose you. If I miss, you can run out and hit him. So what are we doing here?
Oh, shit.
We got a toughie.
I don't know. I'm more inclined to attack while he's in the air.
Landa's not going to be particularly happy about that. But I guess Thorin's not going to be happy either at the rock, so... Shall we say that we roll for it and then we role play the result?
Okay. Using the random roller, right? The one we've been using?
Yeah, why break away from that?
So the highest wins?
The highest wins.
Okay, Landa, you win. Pick up the damn rock.
Alright, here we go. I turn around to pick up the rock.
And whilst you do that, I just rush off. Attack the Giak with my axe.
Thorin! Thorin!
It'll be okay, Landa.
I drop my rock, or marble, and I grab my axe, which actually gives me a +2, and I'm charging into battle with you.
Oh, shit! What's gonna happen? We need to go to 55.
Yeah, I think we got our first fight now.
Oh, damn. You think?
Thanks for that.
Well, I think throwing the rock would have probably triggered a fight too.
So it looks like we're turning to page 55. I'm going to ask you to click on it, given that you won the roll and this is where we ended up.
I'm sweating.
Just as the Giak makes his leap, our heroes race forward and strike with their weapons, knocking the creature away from the young wizard's back. The lone wolves jump onto the struggling Giak and strike again. Due to the surprise of the attack, we get to add 4 points to our combat skill for the duration of this fight. We need to remember, though, to deduct it after it. So this Giak has a combat skill of 9, and an endurance of 18 because we've doubled it from 9.
Our first fight.
So let's go to our character sheets. It's got a handy little tracker there for this fight. We need to log the section or page number, which was page 55. And now we need to work out our combat ratios. So the combat ratio for Thorin is 17 minus 9. So Thorin's combat ratio is a 12. That's his 17 plus 4 for the sneak attack, less than 9. And for Landa, it's a 7, which is the plus 2 for the axe, the plus 4 for the surprise, and the 12 of his combat ratio.
As a refresher, what we're doing here is getting our combat skill and minusing it from the enemies to find the combat ratio.
So now it's over to Al to roll his attack.
Okay, I rolled a 5. So now we have to go over to the combat ratio chart, find the number I just rolled, and I've dealt 14 points of damage to the Giak, and I take 1 endurance point of damage. Not too bad. That's almost all his health.
In fact, had we not been doubling it, you would have outright killed him.
And that's right.
So over to Landor now. I rolled a 7, with an almighty slash of his axe, seeing that Thorin has taken a point of damage. I obliterate the Giak with 14 points of damage, taking none in return.
Alright, victorious in our first round.
Bit of an anticlimax.
Well, let's keep them easy. We don't want to die just yet. And I think doubling the hit points has balanced it out, because I would have one-shot killed it if it were a one-player game, but you two would have one-shot killed it, so it didn't really matter. It's not like we've dealt more damage than we should have.
Yeah, seems to be working so far. We're now turning to page 325 to continue and seeing what goes on. I've got your back, Torin! He's gone!
I told you we could take him!
What's that over there? The brothers turn, and having seen the lone wolves emerge from the woods, the Giak officer shouts, "Oh God! Oh God!" to his cowering troops, who flee the ruins and run to the safety of the forest. Shaking his mailed fist at the brothers, the black-clad Giak screams, "Hranik! Hrogak! Ok! Ordaka! Okak! Hrogak Gash!" as he leaves, surveying the scene of the battle. The brothers count over 15 dead Giak lying amongst the broken pillars of Ramas.
Rogagaj to you too!
The young wizard wipes his brow and walks towards the brothers, his hand extended in friendship.
We need to turn to 349 now.
No choices again here.
The wizard is a young blonde-haired youth with deep brooding eyes. His face is lined with exhaustion and the grime of battle, and his long sky-blue robes bear evidence of living rough in the wilds. He shakes both brothers' hands and bows. My eternal thanks, Kai Lords. My powers are nearly drained. Had you not come to my aid, I fear I would have ended my days atop a Gia clans.
He is weak and unsteady on his feet. Landa takes his arm and sits him down upon a fallen pillar, where they listen intently to what he has to say.
My name is Banedon. I am a journeyman to the Brotherhood of the Crystal Star, which is the Magician's Guild of Toran. My guildmaster has sent me to your monastery with the urgent message.
He removes a vellum envelope from inside his robes and hands it to Landa. Something tells me this is going to be a little bit late.
Oh yeah. Old news.
As you see, I have opened the letter and read its contents. When the war started, I was on the highway with 2 traveling companions. The Kran attacked us, and we lost each other in the forest during our escape.
The letter is a warning to the Kai Lords that the Dark Lords have mustered a vast army beyond the Dunkrug range. The Guildmaster is urging the Kai to cancel the celebrations of the Firman and prepare for war.
I fear we were betrayed,
says Banedon, his head bowed in sorrow.
I fear your message is a tad too late.
One of my order, a brother called Vonotar, had explored the forbidden mysteries of the Black Heart. 10 days ago, he denounced the Brotherhood, killed one of our elders. He has since disappeared. It is rumored that he now aids the Dark Lords.
I'm afraid to tell you that all the Kai have died. They were engulfed by those beasts. Only my brother and I survived.
We are now off to see the king. We need to warn him.
Silently, Banedon removes a gold chain from around his neck and hands it to the brothers. On the chain is a small crystal star pendant.
It is the symbol of my brotherhood, and the 3 of us are truly brothers in the hour of darkness. It is a talisman of good fortune. May it protect you both on your roads ahead.
Then you should take this, Torin.
Are you sure, Landa?
Absolutely positive. If it's good fortune and it can protect us, I want it to protect you.
Well, thank you, Landa. And thank you, Banedon.
I place the chain around my neck, and I slip the crystal star inside my shirt. I now need to mark this on an action chart. I got the crystal star.
I hope it brings better fortune than it brought you, my friend.
Well, it did bring me good fortune. You two appeared out of nowhere and helped me in my hour of need.
You have a point. Banedon bids the brothers farewell.
We must leave this place lest the Geax return with more of the lonesome kind to put an end to us. I must return to my guild. I bid you farewell, my brothers. May the luck of the gods go with you.
May the luck of the gods also go with you. We've only got one option here again, and that's to turn to page 293.
As a note, my other Kai discipline which I have is healing, which gives us an endurance point for each section without combat. So I think this is a section, every page is a section, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct.
As I had -1 endurance point, Now I'm up to full endurance points again.
Nice. Successful first battle.
We said that this discipline would affect us both, right?
That's correct, but I didn't take any damage this fight.
No.
With a wave of his hand, Banadon leaves the ruins, and the brothers continue on their mission, pushing on through the thick woods ahead. They've not gone far, when they realize several pairs of yellow eyes seem to be watching them from the undergrowth to their left. Suddenly a black arrow skims the top of Landar's head. It is a Giak ambush, and the brothers must run as fast as they can to escape it.
Quick, Landar! Run!
Get out of here, Torin! Again, we've got no option here but to turn to page 281.
Ooh, that general laid a trap for us. As the brothers race through the trees, they can hear the horrible cackle of the Giaks close behind them. Soon the trees start to thin out, and directly ahead of them, they can see a rocky hillside. So we are now given two choices here. If we break cover and climb up the hill, we turn to page 311. If we change direction and continue our run through the forest, we turn to 7777. So what are you feeling here, Nick? I'm not feeling good.
No, I'm definitely not feeling good. I think Landar's not going to want to break cover. He's going to want to carry on running for the forest.
Yeah, I think you're right. Climbing up a hill would slow us down, and if they've been firing arrows, it would mean we would be open to fire. I think that's probably the wisest decision. And Toring completely agrees at this point. Not that we have much time to discuss in-game, so let's get on with it.
Landar, change direction quickly!
Let's stick for the forest, Torin!
Yes, I'll follow you!
So we're turning to page 77.
Let's go. The mountain Giaks are unaccustomed to pursuing the prey through forests, and Landa and Toring soon outdistance them, until finally the sound of the grunts and curses disappears completely.
I think we lost him, Torin.
Yes, I think you're right.
Let me see you. I grab Torin and start inspecting him to see if he's been hit by an arrow.
I'm fine, Landar, I'm fine. You don't have to inspect me, I'm not a baby, Landar.
I don't want you to get hurt again, Torin.
It's okay. We took the right decision there. Good job. Let's carry on.
No, let's stop and catch our breath for a few minutes. Let me check the map. With the memory of the ruined monastery still blazing in the brothers' minds, they gather up their meager belongings and get ready to push on.
Ooh.
I thought we were going to be gone as well.
Yeah. We avoided a big one there. Good choice. But this is what I like so far about this book. It kind of makes you think logically, and it seems to reward you when you do, and you take what at that moment at least appeared the best course of action.
Yeah, but just as a reminder to our listeners, we are taking these decisions as characters.
Yes.
So it's sort of as you saw before, the roleplay will talk about what each brother would want to do, and then if we're at odds, we'll roleplay it and then roll the number chart and see
what the fates decide.
Yes.
So here we don't have an option. It's turn to page 19.
Of a dark red gallow brush, a thorny briar with sharp crimson barbs. The common name for this forest weed is sleep-tooth, for its thorns are very sharp and can make you feel weak and sleepy if they scratch your skin. We're presented with three choices here. If we have the Kai discipline of tracking, which Landar does,
Ooh.
we turn to page 69.
Giggity giggity.
Giggity goo. We can avoid the sleep tooth by returning on the track, and by doing so we turn to page 272, or we can push on through the briars deeper into the forest by turning to page 119. Landar's going to want to use his Kai discipline of tracking here. Watch your step, Torin. This is sleep tooth.
Wow. That's thorny. What is it?
Those thorns are very sharp. Be careful. They scratch your skin, you'll feel weak and sleepy.
Should we go back then?
No. Give me a second. Let me use my Kai discipline of tracking.
69.
Giggity giggity.
Giggity goo.
I think I know where we are, Torin.
Really?
Fogwood's not too far from here.
Well, that's a friendly village.
I see you paid attention in geography.
Yes, of course. Let's go.
Here again we're presented with no choice. We are told to avoid the gallow brush and turn to page 272.
Keeping a watchful eye on the sky above, The brothers move quickly along the track to Fogwood, a small cluster of huts that have been used by a family of charcoal burners for nearly 50 years. After 20 minutes, they reach the edge of the clearing where the huts are grouped in a small circle. There is no sign of the usual mist of wood smoke which gives Fogwood its apt name, and the huts are unusually quiet.
Here we're presented with two choices. If we have the Kai discipline of tracking, which as you know by now Lando does, we may turn to page 134. Alternatively, we can prepare our weapons and stealthily approach the huts by turning to page 305. Lando's going to want to use his tracking here again.
Yeah, I think it's the best course of action.
So Torrin's not thinking here to draw his sword and go all guns blazing again.
No, because he trusts his brother, and knowing that he knows how to track is just letting him lead. He doesn't know what's there right now, so he's not really prepared to just run in.
So that means we're going to turn to page 134. Let's proceed with caution, Torrin. Give me a second to search for tracks. As I suspected, the Giak tracks all around the perimeter of this clearing. These minions were here less than 2 hours ago.
Perhaps it was the ones we just encountered.
That's true. As I see it, we've only got two options here, Torrin. Whether avoid the clearing and bypass Fogwood, or we investigate the huts. Things are eerily quiet here.
What if the survivors, Landa?
There could be, but I can't hear anything. I think we should avoid the clearing.
The Giaks aren't here anymore, Landa.
We've been ambushed once already.
Don't be a coward, come on. We might find something useful.
We've already been ambushed, Torrin.
What if they need our help, Landa? Are we gonna turn our backs?
There's no sound, though. Listen.
They might be dying. I have healing, Landa. I can help them.
We can't leave them behind, then. We proceed with caution. Have your quarterstaff at the ready. And I grip my axe tightly. Stay close to me.
And that's where we're gonna leave it for today.
Episode 1. The adventure has truly begun.
Yes, very exciting indeed. So far, I'm loving the series, I'm loving the book. Let's see where it goes next episode. But for now, for the first delve into the adventure, it's been brilliant.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it so far. It's had a little bit of everything. We had that little scare as we were approaching that ruin. We got a sneak attack, which we almost one-shotted the creature. Made a new friend. Got ambushed. And now what lies in wait for the lone wolves?
If you want to find out, tune in next week, Tuesday as always, to hear episode 2 of our series of Joe Devil's Lone Wolf. If you want to know more about us, we are Into the Dungeon. i2td.com is our website, so go there and you'll find all the handy links to everything. Our Twitter, our Discord, our YouTube, everything you would want to know about us is there.
While you're there, why not follow the link to our Buy Me a Coffee page, where you can sign up to one of our membership tiers and gain access to some exclusive goodies, including our bonus podcast episodes, Into the Studio, where we reflect on the sessions we've played. You can also make a purchase of a potion there by donating as a one-off, and that's a rather unique way, I feel, of being a part of the story we're telling, because your potion will appear in-game.
If you cannot donate or wish not to, do not worry, you can still help us out by following us around on all our social media, liking our content, maybe give us a rating on your podcast player of choice on this episode and any others you wish to listen to. That helps us out tremendously and spreads the word of Into the Dungeon around, so thank you very much for that too.
And that brings us on to the end of the episode club.
The last one standing.
For those of you who have joined Into the Dungeon at Season 2 and may be wondering what on earth is this? This is a little game we play to see who has the highest constitution and has got through to the very end of the episode. We're going to give you a password and you're going to use it in a comment either on our Discord, on your podcast player of choice if it allows for comments, our YouTube, Twitter, wherever you can find us.
You're going to use it if you want to. That sounded a bit aggressive.
No, you've got to use the password.
All right.
Otherwise, we don't know.
Okay, yeah.
We
You have to use it.
We wouldn't know if you've listened to the end. So.
That's right. So do you have a password for us today, Nick?
Today's password, Al, is surprise.
Surprise. Why is that?
Because we got surprised by that ambush. and also surprised by how much I'm digging this new campaign.
Yeah, could agree with you there. So there you have it. That's the password. As Nick said earlier, use it in a comment and we'll be looking out for your answers. Again, thank you very much for tuning in and staying till the very end. We hope to catch you next time for episode 2 of Joe Dever's Lone Wolf as we delve into the dungeon.
Hey,
Fuck.
hey, hey. Heki. Jakie węci na dziecię?
Es okay. Es okay. La acabamos. Es okay.